Search Hawaii, where food meets culture, is brought to you by Grand Wailea, a Waldorf Astoria resort on Maui. We live to create extraordinary lifetime memories, with transportation provided by Hawaiian Airlines.
I'm Mike Lofaro, and I'm from Block Island, Rhode Island.
Kainoa Horcajo from the island of Maui.
I'm a professional chef.
I'm a student of the culture. Mike and I met at the Grand Wailea working and just hit it off.
I love anything that has to do with the oceans.
Love spending time in the mountains, getting into the ocean, all of it.
Kainoa had this great idea to do some dinners based on the Kaulana Mahina. I thought it was an awesome idea.
We went on adventures up into the mountain, down to the ocean, and really just started connecting with that.
So I do what I do, Kainoa does what he does, and see how that translates to a plate.
Guided by the moon, but with a modern twist.
It's the ultimate way to connect to the food.
It's a coming together of food and culture.
On this episode of Search Hawaii, where food meets culture, we're on the island of Lana'i, where Chef Mike and Kainoa will search for ingredients to create a one-of-a-kind dinner based on the Hawaiian moon calendar. So let's see what Chef Mike and Kainoa come up with on their search in this month of Velo in the Hawaiian moon calendar.
Velo is the time when the oceans start calming down, the waves start subsiding, and we're also in the moon phases of Kaloa, which is a shortened form of Kanaloa, the god of the ocean. So the first thing we're gonna do when we get to Lana'i is do some cliff jumping, one of my favorite things to do. Ready for some cliff jumping?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it, Ron.
Kainoa has an idea to go jump a cliff on Lana'i, and it's been about 8 years since I've done it, and it's higher than I remember.
Cliff jumping, or lele kava, is a national pastime in Hawaii. It's known for chiefs doing it to test their wits and their fearlessness, and it's something that every kid in Hawaii has grown up doing.
So we had our fun jumping cliff, and now we're gonna go meet Kepa.
Hi, aloha.
Hey, aloha, Kepa.
Aloha, Mike.
Before we begin our search, we head up to see my friend Kepa Maly at the Lana'i Culture and Heritage Center. The guy is a living repository of the stories of this land, and so I'm really excited to just see what he's got to share with us. So Kepa, if you don't know, Mike and I love to go holo holo, travel around, adventure, and find interesting ingredients to make into a dinner. Mike's an awesome chef.
Awesome. Well, why don't we go take a look at some of those storied places and see if we can find something to eat.
That would be awesome. That sounds great.
Cool.
Okay.
We go.
All right. Talking with Kepa, he's got some really great ideas where we can gather some ingredients for our dinner. So we jump in his four-wheel drive van and go holo holo up the mountain and see some really amazing sights on the way to gather some food.
It is. This is one of Lana'i's storied landscapes, Mauna Lei, Mountain Garland.
He takes us to this beautiful overlook at Koluiki Ridge, looking into Mauna Lei Valley, and tells us about kind of the amazing agricultural system that was there back in ancient times.
Mauna Lei, of course, was really the breadbasket of ancient Lana'i.
Right.
This was the only valley that had a perennial stream that flowed from mountain to the sea. Not all.
I had never seen that side of Lana'i before, and absolutely gorgeous.
So in the 1870s, native elders who were living on Lana'i at that time described to visitors that this valley supported 1,000 people, which is kind of phenomenal when you think about it.
Then he takes us down to this beautiful place where the community have been restoring the traditional agricultural terraces, a place called Hi'i. And all of this that you've done here, I mean, this is amazing. In the middle of all these invasives.
Once we cleared it out, we said, we're going to put Wauke back. You can see the terrace alignment, see up above us, then Kalo and the Mala,
In ancient times, this land area would have fed many people with traditional uala or sweet potato patches and dryland taro fields. And now they're trying to get back to that. So they're removing the invasive plants. They've got rid of most of the invasive animals, and they're replanting the sweet potato, the kalo, and all of these things that have sustained Hawaiian families for generations.
These la'i on the edge of the heiau, we never knew they were here. They're kupuna from generations before us.
Kepa then takes us over to some la'i, some tea leaf that is springing right up out of the rock walls, and he tells us a story about how essentially there were no la'i in this region until they cleared all of the invasives, and then they started to reemerge, meaning that they've been waiting there the whole time for over 100 years for just the right conditions to spring back to life.
I think you makauka, why don't you gather a few leaves that you think would be good for your art form?
Kepa says that if we would like, we could take some tea leaf for dinner, but the one rule is that we have to ask the plant permission.
Higi amako ke ohi ke kahi ko mau lau. And so if you like, why don't you take a few and you can...
I'm immediately thinking Lawalu or Lawalu with the tea leaf, just because it imparts such a floral, quintessential tea leaf flavor that you can't replicate. It's Hawaiian. It's just a very Hawaii flavor.
Kepa, mahalo nui for bringing us here. This place is so beautiful. We've gotten to see some beautiful areas with Kepa on Lana'i, and we've gathered some good stuff for dinner. But we got to get down to the ocean, so Kepa's going to hook us up with this amazing guide, Gary, who knows the ocean like the back of his hand, and he's going to take us spear diving. Coming to Lana'i, we got to do some cliff jumping. We got to meet with Kepa and go up into the mountains and gather some things. Now Mike's gills are getting a little dry, so it's time to get down into the ocean. Meet up with Gary, who's just an amazing spear fisherman, and we're gonna get in there and hopefully shoot some fish for dinner. Gary, mahalo for meeting up with us and taking us out, man.
Well, nice to meet you guys.
We're so lucky to meet up with Uncle Gary. He's been diving these waters for 58 years. Third generation Lana'i family, and he's taken us to a secret spot to go dive.
We just go poke a few kole maiko for dinner tonight, and we just go easy on the resource.
Yeah?
I'd appreciate it.
Aye,
Yeah.
of course,
All right.
of course.
Gary goes over the rules of the game with us. We're going to go for reef fish. We're just going to take what we need for the dinner, that's all. No more, because like Gary says, fish can't reproduce in the freezer.
We get in the water and swim down the coast a little bit to the spot that Gary loves, and it's just beautiful over there, and you can see all the reef fish down underwater, and there's a lot of kole, which is what we're hunting for. Just small, sweet little reef fish, really good taste. I really enjoy it. And so we start making our drops and the hunt is on.
Gary talks about how he spends 8-9 hours sometimes in the water and just works, so hard on staying fit and healthy. And you could really tell when you watch him, he's master in the water. He's just very calm, very collected, no wasted energy. Taking notes, I'm definitely taking notes.
Gary, Mike, and I spread out and find our own little spots to start hunting, and I see a couple kole around the rock. I drop down, line my shot off, and my first shot misses wide. They're faster than I thought, and so this is gonna be tough.
I'm so excited to be diving on new grounds with Gary, Kainoa, so I can't help myself. I kind of sneak away, go around a point, and saw this nice size inanui, and I had to take the shot.
Every fisherman's got their little tricks, and Gary's got this particular one where he'll actually scale and gut the fish in the water. So when you take it back home, you got no more work to do. And I'm watching him scaling and gutting this fish right after he shoots it. It's a super efficient method, and I'm thinking, oh, we can learn a lot from Uncle Gary.
He's like a one-stop shop. He's killing them, cleaning them on the spot. I gotta learn that trick.
Okay, well, I guess we get enough cook for tonight, huh?
Got enough for dinner, for sure.
We've gotten just enough really nice kole, and Mike got a nice inanui, so we're pretty stoked on our catch. It's exactly what we need for dinner.
We're looking good on fish for dinner, but Gary's got another spot he wants to take us to go get Opihi.
We've got some great fish for dinner, but before we leave, Gary's got a special treat, and we're gonna go get some Opihi, some of my favorite food.
All right, guys. I'm going to show you my secret spot.
Okay, Gary, sounds good.
I'd asked Gary about maybe the possibility of maybe picking some Opihi while we were here on Lana'i, and he was like, "Oh, I think I got another one of my secret spots for that."
Opihi are found right in the intertidal surge zone, and you'll find them above and below the water. And Gary's got this spot that's only accessible by swimming, so we swim across this big bay to get to this place that he enjoys picking Opihi from. In Hawaii, Opihi is like gold, and so Gary re-emphasizes his value of not taking too much, and we're only gonna gather what we need for the dinner.
We get to the spot with Gary, and Lana'i just drops off in certain spots so deep, and so the surge right up against the wall, basically this cliff, is pretty intense.
Tell you what, it is surging heavy, back and forth, pushing us in and out. And Opihi like that kind of area where they get to clamp on strong to the rock, so might be good for them, but it's not good for us.
Getting Opihi standing on rock is hard enough to get them off the rock, but when you're diving down in that crazy surge, we can see them down there. But it's actually being able to get down there with the surge and actually get them off. That's a whole nother story.
Opihi are a regulated species, and you have to gather Opihi that are at least 1.25 inches in diameter. And Gary's really adamant about this too, so we're making sure to gather the ones of the right size.
Opihi is really unique. It's immediately my brain goes to just poke, just very simply extracting them out of the shell, which there's technique to that, and then just tossing them like a poke.
We managed to get just what we need for dinner, and all this has built up an appetite, so I'm ready to get back and eat.
Tell Kainoa's maybe getting a little bit hungry, so we got to get up and start cooking.
We got some la'i, we got some fish, we got some Opihi. Now it's time to get in the kitchen and start cooking, and I know Mike's got some good ideas for dinner.
first step for our kole lawalu is that we're going to make a bacon luau. So the ingredients for that are chopped applewood smoked bacon, onion, ginger, and garlic chopped, shredded luau leaf, Lana'i kale, coconut milk, tea leaf that we'll use to make our lawalu, and dashi. First step will be to sweat the applewood smoked bacon in a little bit of oil in a pot. Then we'll add our onion, ginger, garlic, and sweat that out. Then we'll add our luau, our coconut milk and dashi, and we'll cook this for about a good half hour, 45 minutes. In the last 10 minutes of cooking, we'll add our kale. You know, someone who hasn't grown up with luau, for me, I grew up with cream spinach, so it's similar in taste and texture, so I just apply cream spinach techniques to luau and it comes out great. Once our luau has been cooled, we're going to start to assemble our lawalu. The first step is to have our tea leaf lay out, and then we're going to put some luau on our tea leaf. After our luau, we'll put sweet potato, add some cilantro, shaved onion. Next we add a kole, salt and pepper, add a little bit more luau, and top with a couple mint leaves and a little bit of shoyu. Next step is to wrap the kole up with the tea leaves that we got from Hi'i. And you know, kole is the perfect size for a lawalu to make just that little packet, and then it's, I mean, everything's better with bacon, so what's better than luau, bacon, and fish? So once your packet's done, we'll make the rest of them, and then we'll cook those off in a 400-degree oven for about 15-20 minutes. For our opihi and inanui poke, the ingredients for that are our opihi, inanui, cucumber, onion, green onion, vinaigrette of EVO, soy sauce, lemon juice, garlic, and ginger, and then some chiffonade of cilantro, parsley, and then fresh made ponzu, which is made with dashi, shoyu, and yuzu. So the first step for our opihi poke is we have to clean the opihi. So there's a million different ways that you could do it. What I find is the easiest is after you clean the opihi, you can freeze them overnight. The next day you take them out, and literally with a spoon, they will literally just pop out of the shell. So you just work your way around the outside so you don't puncture the sack that's underneath. And right there. And then what we'll do is we'll just clean out the sack under a little bit of water. It's right before dinner, and the last step with our opihi poke is to toss everything together and let it marinate for about 10 minutes. So we'll start with our inanui and our cleaned opihi, shaved onion, green onion, cucumber, our chiffonade parsley and cilantro, and then salt and pepper, and our ginger, lemon, garlic, and shoyu vinaigrette.
Mike's came up with some great ideas. We're almost finished with the prep, and now it's time to start welcoming people and feed them some dinner. Dinner's almost ready. We've got Gary and his wife here, and you know, it's always interesting when you start cooking fish for a fisherman.
Gary's been eating kole and picking opihi and eating opihi for 60 years, and so my take on it, my version, is definitely going to be different, something new and exciting, and I'm just really excited, and I hope he really likes it. Alrighty, so this is a opihi and inanui poke, and it's with ginger, garlic, shoyu, lemon vinaigrette, and a ponzu sauce.
We got a winner here.
I didn't think I would like opihi, but I do.
All right.
Like this.
Well, it's thanks to your husband that we got some really good opihi, so.
I took that to my secret spot.
Alrighty, so this is the kole Lawalu. Didn't do a traditional where we put it on a fire, but we just kind of roasted it off in an oven. So,
Oh my God, it's beautiful. That's why I like kole. It's just like, it's almost like butterfish, you know, the thing just...
The kole is like it's steamed in there with the hint of the luau leaves.
that came out good. A little bit of bacon. Bacon and fish, how can you go wrong?
That's right. Yeah.
It's hardly been any bones at all. It's really so nice and moist and easy to eat.
So just
So
like
you had a
melted.
hint of coconut in there?
There's all coconut milk in the luau.
Oh. See, I kept thinking, I didn't want to make a faux pas. And say, hey, man, I can taste the coconut.
Gary, you know, I mean, it's thanks to you that we were able to cook this dinner. I mean, Mike did it up, but without you taking us to the spot, it wouldn't have happened. So mahalo to you.
All right, don't tell anybody.
Yeah, no, our lips are sealed.
Tonight was all about pleasing the fisherman, who's now a friend. Thank you for watching Search Hawaii Where Food Meets Culture. You can find Chef Mike's recipes online at searchhawaiitv.com. Aloha.
Search Hawaii Where Food Meets Culture is brought to you by Grand Wailea, a Waldorf Astoria resort on Maui. We live to create extraordinary lifetime memories. With transportation provided by Hawaiian Airlines.